afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TVC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Top of the news at this time. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says she will make an important statement in Parliament when the House meets at 1:30 p.m. today. In a post on social media, the Prime Minister said her government remains focused on putting the country on a path of progress while prioritizing the safety and security of citizens. A major item on the agenda is debate on the President's statement and the government's motion to extend the state of emergency. Government House Leader Barry Padarat said matters to be debated are the Civil Division Bill, the Law Revision Amendment Bill, the President's March 3rd proclamation of the state of emergency, and the motion to extend it. Padarat also said debate will not necessarily be in that order. The People's National Movement on Wednesday complained that the SOE matters were listed last and might be debated late at night into the sitting. Well, 10 days after the state of emergency was announced, police have arrested 373 people with 16 preventative detention orders approved. At a police media briefing this morning, Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin gave an update on the SOE.
16 of these orders approved, 18 firearms recovered, 949 ammunition recovered, 720 grams of cocaine, 230.585 kilograms of marijuana, 88 cannabis trees, and 1.45 grams of ecstasy.
Martin adds that the arrest stemmed from over 900 exercises conducted so far. Well, former National Security Minister Marvin Gonzalez has slammed the government for refusing to disclose the cost of the new digital arrival and departure registration system, accusing Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander of using national security as a shield for incompetence. Now, the criticism comes 2 days after Alexander hosted a media conference to announce the rollout of the new online platform, but refused to divulge the cost of the project, citing national security reasons. Gonzalez labeled the reason of national security as disingenuous, suggesting it is being used to hide a lack of information rather than to protect sensitive operations. He claimed the refusal demonstrates a broader pattern of the government being unprepared to be transparent with the public.
There's nothing that the government cannot divulge to the country that has national security consideration. I think it is the government conveniently, especially ministers Sturge and Alexander, using national security considerations to hide their rank incompetence.
Well, despite the opposition's criticism, Caribbean Airlines announced today that it will begin live testing the new online registration system with passengers traveling on a flight this Saturday. Now to this, Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlett says expelled students aren't just left on their own. They're placed in special programs to keep them learning. He explained to CNC3 News that the ministry has a 4-step support system through its Student Support Services Division. The goal is to help troubled students while also keeping schools safe. Now, his comments follow Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar's call for expelling violent students if necessary to protect those who want to focus on education. Dr. Dowlett says expelled students are often sent to programs like Myland and Serval, where they can continue their studies with structured guidance. Right now, the Student Support Services Division has about 800 staff members, including social workers, guidance counselors, and psychologists working in schools nationwide. Between 2022 and 2024, the ministry also hired 80 more social workers and 40 counselors to strengthen support in over 100 high-priority schools. Well, several food vendors operating at the crossing food strip in San Fernando could soon be removed if they fail to clear outstanding rent owed to the San Fernando City Corporation. Early this morning, one vendor was evicted. This triggered a scramble among 5 operators to settle the arrears owed for over a year. Crossing vendor Brian Mohammed, who operates the Cabin Food Cart, said he does not believe the annual rent is excessive, as vendors pay about $15,000 a year. And although his payments are up to date, Mohammed admits that that business at the popular food strip has slowed in recent years as more vendors have set up operations, leading to increased competition. Now, Mohammed also raised concerns about proposed changes to vendors' contracts, which he said could require carts to be moved 2 or 3 times per week to facilitate cleaning. He says he has been cleaning his area himself, sometimes bringing in water trucks to wash down the grease traps, bays and drains to keep the area sanitary. He says the proposed changes of the contracts were under negotiation.
So I just make sure and take care of my spot, and well, maybe the surroundings end up thinking, because I bring a truckload of water. There is about that send tank water truck does come and he's washed from us everything. So wherever the water reach and clear out, maybe everybody back at the thing.
Well, San Fernando Mayor Robert Parris has denied claims that vendors are being pushed out to make way for a private business or additional parking. He says the city corporation is simply ensuring that vendors honor their contracts and pay their rent on time. Now to this, residents of Coquet are calling on the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, Philip Watts, to urgently repair and reopen the Coquet Community Pool in San Fernando East. The facility, which was first opened in 2007 as a community project of former Prime Minister Patrick Manning, was repaired and reopened again in 2023 after more than $1.1 million was spent on renovations. But Member of Parliament for San Fernando East, Brian Manning, says the pool was only accessible for a few months before it became non-functional again. He says the pumps failed in 2024 and blames a lack of maintenance for the current state of the facility.
There have been security inside. They're here right now, but there has been nothing else. No chemicals, no maintenance. Nothing has been happening with the pool at all. Nothing. And it has fallen into disrepair.
Residents say the Coquet region is filled with talent and they want the sports minister to intervene immediately to fix not only their pool but also their play park. Let's take a short break. Sport news up ahead.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Lent is here, and the castle is making fasting easy and tasty. With a fresh catch, seasoned local style, and cooked to golden perfection. Try the fish meal, the fish combo, the fish sandwich combo. Want more fish? Well, the Royal Fish Meal is for you. Or maybe you just want our famous fish sandwich. The delicious Lenten specials are hot and waiting for you at your nearest Royal Castle.
If you could see what the future holds, you'd see that while things change, you've still got it. You are strong, resilient, inspiring, and you won't be defined by time. You'll own every minute of it because you were made for more. Discover how Alive multivitamins by Nature's Way help you age vibrantly.
Welcome back. Bowling things off, Cricket West Indies has named an unchanged women's team to face Australia in the 3 T20 starting next week Thursday in St Vincent, keeping faith in the squad that lost a recent 3-match T20 series against Sri Lanka 2-0. The Maroon Warriors will be led by Hayley Matthews, while Chanel Henry as a deputy. Red Force Steelers captain Karishma Ramharak is the lone Trinidad and Tobago national in the team. Well, West Indies and Australia will play T20s between the 19th and the 23rd before 3 ODIs starting on March 27th. Well, cycling in the Southland continues to enjoy a strong presence, especially through the enduring impact of the Lucis Brothers Memorial event, which is named after deceased riders Noel and Ken Lucis. This year's event comes off on Friday, March 20th at the Skinner Park in San Fernando. Races from under 5 years old to the Masters at 70 plus are expected. Riders from around the region will again use it as a build-up to the Easter Grand Prix. Additionally, however, organizers hope to retain the event's youth and community development ethos.
It's not only about their background as national cyclists, Olympians, etc., but it's also that they were so much involved in community and cycling as a whole. So we thought it best that the best fitting way to honor their legacy is to host this event for them.
Well, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cycling Federation commended the Rig Tech Sonic Cycling Club, which arranges the Lucis Brothers Memorial, stating that top-class cycling promotions in harsh economic circumstances must be encouraged. Well, that is it for sport. It's back to a break.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
PRWC, protect your loved ones with a Western Global Security Combo, only $3,000. PS5 console game, $5,400. Unwind with an 85-inch Samsung TV, $9,999. HP 14-inch laptop for $1,900. Amazon 8-inch Fire tablet, $760. HP print scan copy printer, $625. We have speakers, mouse, printers, and lots more. 3 months layaway also available.
पगड़ी ही उछाल दई देख बे के पहले हमारी आंखें काहे न बंद हो गई।
छोड़िए सब बात, आप दूध पीजिए।
Uteran. Love, secrets, and surprises. Watch Uteran weekdays at 6 p.m. on CNC3.
Police in Belize are continuing their investigation into the mysterious death of a 72-year-old Canadian man found aboard a drifting catamaran off the coast of Belize. Authorities identified the deceased as Thomas David Holman, while his wife was rescued by the MSC Divina cruise ship after reporting a cardiac arrest. Investigators say they found blood at the scene. Authorities say the vessel named Melinda was first reported in distress near Honduras on March 9th. Local police are now coordinating with the woman who was rescued. Further afield, the Trump administration has temporarily lifted sanctions on certain Russian oil shipments already stranded at sea as the war with Iran continues. The move is meant to ease the global energy shortage and surging oil prices. U.S. Treasury officials say the authorization only applies to Russian crude already loaded onto ships and will not provide a major financial boost to the Russian government. But critics argue the move risks sending more money to the Kremlin while the war in Ukraine continues. Let's check in with John McRampasad for the weather forecast.
We had mostly sunny conditions this morning with a few light to moderate showers developing mainly over Trinidad closer to midday. This afternoon we can expect similar conditions to continue with those odd passing showers. The next chance of any meaningful rainfall may be on Sunday with the possibility of some scattered showers followed by a breezy start to next week on Monday and Tuesday.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We love these stories and so much more coming up for you in a major newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.